She was halfway to the trailer when she heard someone calling her name. "Wait a second," Lucy called as she ran to catch up. "I was dropping off your lunch and I got a call from wardrobe. They wanted you to stop in before you get back on set, but I told them to send someone to your trailer for measurements instead." Sahara frowned. "Thanks, but why do they need new measurements?" "Your director doesn't like the wardrobe in tomorrow's scenes," Lucy said. "Whatever," Sahara said, and walked up the steps and into the trailer with Lucy behind her. The air conditioning was welcome as she entered. Sahara turned toward the kitchen to wash up and was startled to see a woman curled up on the floor. "It's Moira," Sahara called, running to her. She dropped to her knees beside the wardrobe assistant, assuming Moira must have fainted. But then she felt for a pulse, and there was none. "She's not breathing. Call 911, Sahara shouted to Lucy, then rolled Moira onto her back to begin CPR, while her assistant frantically pulled out her phone. Sahara tilted Moira's head back and ran her finger inside her mouth to make sure the airway was clear, only to realize it was packed with food Moira never got to swallow. She leaned closer, intent on clearing the airway, when she smelled something that nearly stopped her heart. She yanked her finger out of Moira's mouth and frantically wiped it on her robe, then jumped to her feet to wash her hands at the sink. The tray with Sahara's catered meal was on the counter, and it was obvious that the food in Moira's mouth came from that plate. Sahara smelled the food and then shoved it aside, staggering toward a chair to sit down, trembling in every muscle. The ramifications of what she was thinking were too horrifying to accept. "The police are on the way," Lucy said, as she turned around, and then saw her boss sitting at the table, staring at the body on the floor. "What's wrong? Why aren't you doing CPR?" "She's dead. I think she's been poisoned." Lucy gasped. "What do you mean? How do you know?" "Her breath. I smelled bitter almonds. Someone put cyanide in my food, and she ate it." Lucy ran toward the counter and lifted the cover off Sahara's lunch. Sure enough, some of the food had been eaten off the plate. She smelled it, then spun toward Sahara with a look of disbelief. "I smell it too, but cyanide? How do you know?" Sahara was rocking back and forth where she sat with her hands curled into fists, shaking uncontrollably. She ignored Lucy's question completely, focusing instead on the implications of what had just happened. "Why would she eat my lunch? Maybe she thought I'd never miss it. Who cares? She's dead, Lucy. But if she was poisoned by my food, then... Oh my God. She died because someone tried to kill me. Why? Why?" Sahara cried and then burst into tears. Lucy ran to comfort her as the sound of sirens filled the air. By the time the police cars were on the lot and heading for Sahara's trailer, most of the crew was already there. Tom Mahan, the director, was in a panic, thinking something had happened to the star of his movie. He was relieved to see Sahara sitting at the table in tears, but that ended abruptly when he saw the body. "Oh my God, Moira! What happened?" "We don't know. She was here to take measurements, and it looks like she ate some of Sahara's catered meal and died. Sahara thinks Moira was poisoned," Lucy said. "I don't think it. I know it," Sahara insisted. "Remember the movie I did with Rhett Coulter? The stalker used cyanide on Rhett's character to get rid of him so he could get to me. It was the medical examiner who smelled bitter almonds and said he'd been poisoned." "Yes, I remember," Tom said. "Wow, good call, Sahara." She looked up at him in disbelief. "Can we please not celebrate my memory right now? Moira is dead." "Right, sorry," he said, and darted out of the trailer. Moments later, he was back with a half-dozen uniformed officers from the Hollywood division of the LAPD, followed by a couple of detectives from Homicide.